I'm AK40 Kevin of Gamer Heaven, and you cannot build a PC for cheaper than you can buy one in 2022. Once you've thrown up in your mouth and swallowed it back down for nutrition, I'm going to grab my accountant and we're going to crunch some numbers.
We're going to take the total price of the flagship Prebuilt I purchased recently.
Then we're going to build a comparable, nay, identical PC and look at the build cost. Then we're going to hypothetically say we got our GPU at recommended MSRP or retail like this 3080 Ti over here, and lo and behold, it's still more expensive than buying a pre-built. The numbers don't lie.
The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? They means that buying a PC is cheaper than building one.
They mean that buying a PC is cheaper than building one, bitch.
So recently I was informed by a viewer of the channel that I could build a PC for cheaper than I bought my pre-built.
Now, despite the fact that this person lives in La La Land and I live in North America, I know this simply not to be the case, but we're going to go ahead and crunch some numbers today and get right down to the nitty-gritty squeeze-a-titty facts, because you can't argue with numbers. I'm sure people will try, but they will be savagely incorrect. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. I built my first gaming PC on this channel. Then I built 3 more PCs on the channel for friends, component by component, piece by piece, starting with an empty case or chassis and stuffing her to the gills with things like a GPU, RAM, motherboard, PSU, etc. I have nothing against building a PC. There were pros, perks, benefits to buying a pre-built 3-4 years ago when components were actually cheaper to build a PC. Now in 2022, where it is actually substantially cheaper to buy a pre-built, not to mention you have a warranty and you don't have to build anything yourself, and it's a tax write-off if you're a content creator, there are more benefits now than ever to buy a pre-built PC, a pre-configured GTG good to go RTR ready to run, plug it in the damn wall like a console and start gaming or streaming, video editing, doing CAD, computer-aided design, making beats in an audio lab, whatever it is you do with your PC, browsing the old P-Hub when your old lady falls asleep. Prior to purchasing my Alienware R13, which by the way is a complete refresh or redesign from the R12 and prior, the R13 and 14 use a brand new case or chassis, a new cooling system that is 85% more efficient, has substantially more surface volume inside the case, has a all new motherboard which fixed all of my complaints for my R11. I'm not going to get into the details here, but I will link in the description below a video where I do showcase the features of the R13 and 14 versus the prior Alienware Aurora R lineup. Prior to buying this PC, I did compare 6 or 7 pre-built companies, including NZXT, CyberPower, iBuyPower, and a bunch of generic third-party ones on Amazon. I am also going to be doing a pre-built gaming PC buyer's guide in the near future, where I'm going to take you guys through the exact step-by-step process that I followed when I chose my PC. And that comes down to a couple of things, including overall price to performance, the components that you're getting in your rig or your build, how close to retail are those? 2, estimated ship time, how quickly can you actually get your new PC? 3, customer support and warranty, God forbid something goes wrong with your PC. And 4, the actual performance once you receive your PC, things like benchmarks, noise, thermals. So getting all that out of the way, we're going to look at the specs of the PC that I ordered, and then we're going to build out component by component a very identical PC and look at the prices. Then I'm going to drive the price down a little bit on the PC that we're building just to make things fair for the 6 guys out there that are like, oh, you can still build a PC for cheaper in 22. This jackwagon doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm afraid I do. And it's unfortunate. I wish I didn't. I wish I was just blowing hot air all over this room here, because it would mean that we're back in a time where we could build a PC, where we could enjoy the hobby of putting together a PC, because it is relatively fun, for cheaper than buying one out of the box, which is not the case anymore. And that's the entire purpose of this video. So the PC that I purchased has a semi-open air case with an acrylic side panel so you can see into the components, a water-cooled 12th generation i9, a 3090, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, a 750 watt gold power supply, a high-end motherboard with the latest Bluetooth and Wi-Fi technology, as well as a solid I/O suite with a ton of plugs and ports that exceed the industry standard to make it a little bit more future-proof. 1 terabyte NVMe SSD for your games, operating system, and anything else you need quick access to, and a 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive for bulk storage. Comes pre-installed with Windows 11 Home, and I did get a premium 1-year warranty free of charge just by negotiating with the Dell representatives. They also reluctantly gave me a military discount and a couple of other discount codes that I kind of milked them for. You kind of got to squeeze their udders over there and milk them until nothing but dust is coming out, but eventually they'll start trickling down these little discount codes to you and whatnot. I made an entire video going over the buying process of purchasing a Dell Alienware laptop or desktop and how you can maximize your savings, speed up your shipping time, and overall just have the best experience. Or try to, at least. I'm in the middle of a delay right now and it's not fun. So my total came out to $4,323.44. Add on $313.44 of estimated tax, which came to an order total out the door of $4,636.88. Let's build a PC piece by piece, component for component for that price. Should be easy as pie, right? Should be. Let's see it.
Let's see it happen. So I built a PC here on Amazon. You might be wondering, Kevin, there's so many other great platforms to build a PC. Did you check Newegg? Did you check PC Part Picker? This isn't rookie hour. This ain't the Boy Scouts over here. Of course I checked all those platforms, and guess what? Amazon happened to have the best prices on all these components. Not to mention, you get free 2-day shipping. My face is covering the price right now, but I want you to take a guess. Drop it down there in the comments section below. How much do you think this adds up to? To be revealed in 3, 2, 1. Hide the screen. $5,732.15. That's the subtotal, sweetheart. What's the tax? Because this ain't tax-free. There's sales tax on this sucker. Ooh, Kevin, you're gonna have to blur that out. There's personal information all up and down this shit. $429.90 of tax. You're looking at $6,182. Kevin, you can do better than that. Let's go ahead and chop the price down a little bit further. Let's build on a budget, if you will. Well, a budget, still having a 3090 and a 12th gen i9 and 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM. That's not a budget build by any means. That's the highest end PC components on the market currently, but let's cut costs a little bit. What can we skimp out on a little bit? But first of all, I'm going to show you what I have in this build here. That seems like the logical move, the play here.
This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Fuck, unsubscribe.
I have a 750 watt gold power supply. This is the model that was the cheapest and still had high reviews on Amazon, and Corsair is a solid brand. We're going to talk about the graphics card last. We're going to talk about getting it at retail. I chose a case that not only looks gaudy and wild, kind of like the Alienware case, but most importantly, has similar features, such as a full suite of I/O plugs or ports on the front of the case, not to mention has a semi-open air design. If I were to build a PC, it would probably be with this case right here, which is the Antec Torque, which looks pretty sick. Me personally, I do not like boring, bland, missionary position, vanilla ice cream melting down your palm cases. I've done those builds before. That's great. If you want a sleeper PC, good on you. But I personally like a little something wild that when people walk into my game room, they say, holy shit, you got a big schmeckle. They don't know that's wildly incorrect, but they take a look at my PC and they judge the merits of the schmeek off of what they're looking at. 2 terabyte mechanical hard drive. If I were building a PC, probably wouldn't even have a mechanical hard drive in here. It just happened that Dell throws one in there. You can use it for bulk storage, but honestly, if you're building a high-end PC, there is literally no reason to put a mechanical hard drive in there. Why? They're loud, they're hot, they're prone to failure, and they're slow as fuck. Also, they get corrupted or fragmented and have to be routinely maintained. They draw more power and are bigger than NVMe's and SSDs, thus taking up more surface area in your case. Less airflow. Really ain't no need for a mechanical hard drive, except for bulk storage. Since they are by a long shot the cheapest drive, you can get like an 8 terabyte hard drive for the price of like a 2 terabyte NVMe. And then you can stash all your filthy videos on it. I mean, for your content creators, all your raw edits and cuts. Speaking of which, we got a 1 terabyte Rocket NVMe PCIe M.2. Now over here, this might pinch you the wrong way, and that's okay. 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM is currently going for over $1,000. This kit is $1,250, and this is quite on par for the course, if you will. If you go down to the 32 gigabyte kit, you're looking at about $500, but the Alienware PC I have has 64 gigabytes. 12th generation i9, 12900 KF. KF is in this is a fucking processor over here. Actually going for recommended retail, $644.85. Nice. A motherboard that is comparable or better to the one in the Alienware. So at least 2 M.2 slots, PCIe 5.0 support, DDR5 RAM support, 12th generation Intel support, a solid Wi-Fi and Bluetooth suite, addressable RGB, a solid I/O with tons of future-proof plugs and ports. You get the point. A damn good high-end motherboard, which I am proud to say Alienware finally offers. When I bought my R11, I had a ton of complaints with the motherboard. Then over here, since the Alienware PC is water-cooled, I have an AIO or all-in-one cooling solution. We have 3 120mm fans, and we have a kick-ass CPU water cooler with this little LCD screen which you can upload your own graphics to, or what I would probably do, monitor my CPU temp. And then for the graphics card, we have an Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 FE or Founders Edition card. Now, the cards that come inside of the Alienware PCs are very, very close to the FE cards. Actually, hold on, so you know I'm not flapping my gums here. This is an Nvidia 3080 Ti. Unboxed on the channel yesterday. You haven't seen this footage yet, by the way. This is the first time you're seeing this bad boy on the channel. I have a 3080 in the PC that I'm currently on screen recording at 1080p 60 here. This is a 3080 Ti. Still waiting on my PC with the 3090 in it. This was bought at retail, tax-free, but that is only because I am active duty military and have access to the Navy Exchange on base. Layer of dry skin down there. Just don't even look at it. You know, I'm just going to talk like this. Well, that actually muffles the microphone substantially. Holy moly. It's like a little pop filter, but with my hand. By the way, I have shot footage of this 3080 Ti unboxing it, running benchmarks with it, as well as a whole bunch of other goodies. Playing Frisbee with my dog in the backyard with this thing. All kinds of fun stuff. Not doing that. That's a $1,200 card, sweetheart. By the way, the 3080 Ti is only 1 to 3% less powerful than a 3090 for $300 less. But, as you're going to find out in that video, the card kind of doesn't make sense. You're going to have to watch that video to find out who the 3080 Ti is right for. The majority of peeps out there, you'd be better off getting a 3080 standard or a 3090. I was able to get this card at recommended retail at MSRP price. That is incredibly rare in 2022. Graphics cards are even harder to get a handle on at retail price than the new gen consoles, well, current generation consoles. The PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Switch OLED, Valve Steam Deck when that comes out. Due to the silicon shortage, low supply, high demand, and then scalpers rolling in with their bots and scripts to scoop these up left and right, Houston, we have a problem. However, unlike the consoles, you also have crypto miners. Granted, the profitability of mining Ethereum and all other cryptocurrencies has plummeted here recently. But on top of all the issues of getting a gaming console, these cards are also used for gaming, plus they're used for mining, you know, creating currency out of nothing but electricity. So you have a whole nother demographic of people, miners, that also run bots and scripts just like scalpers, but they have no intent on selling these. They just want to run them until they fry. Oh, this is hot.
Kevin, you can build a PC for cheaper than you can buy a pre-built.
Let me tell you, Kevin, you're stupid for buying a pre-built.
I told him, dude, why don't you just build a PC? Are you a fucking dum-dum or something?
Hey, build, don't buy. Having a little fun with the old audio mixer over there, the old TC Helicon Go XLR. Look, guys, look, okay? Like I said, getting one of these cards at recommended retail, which is $1,500, let's add 6% sales tax because you're gonna have to pay that in most states, Florida included. You're looking at $1,590 out the door for a 3090. Okay, cool. So the card that I have in my cart over here on Amazon is retailing for $2,527. The average markups right now, if you go onto StockX, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, any other platform where you can dig up one of these bad boys, the average markup right now is between 30 and 60%. About a year and a half ago, when the 30 series cards launched and gamers wanted their hands on it, plus mining profitability was higher, the average markup was 1 to 300%. So double, basically. Instead of $1,500, you're looking at about $3,000 for these cards. Let's go ahead and remove that 3090 out of there. Damn, brother. Okay, we're looking at $5,054.43. Still more expensive than the pre-built that I bought out the door for $46.36. Not to mention, it has a 1-year warranty. Now, if you build a PC, yes, all the individual components have a warranty, but if an individual component goes out, you have to do troubleshooting and find out which component is having issues. Maybe reseat your RAM, maybe make sure there's no loose connectors. But then if you do have an issue, you have to contact each individual manufacturer. Next up, you actually have to build the PC. I kind of enjoy it, but I also kind of don't, especially because this is going to be my primary or main PC. I just want to get it so I can start using it for productivity, 4K video editing, streaming, creating YouTube videos and Facebook gaming content. Taking the content creation thing a step further, it is very easy to claim a complete PC, a pre-built PC, as a tax write-off, either a standardized or itemized deduction with the IRS, because it's a whole PC and they see it as an investment in your company or your brand or whatever it is that you're doing that's earning you income that's getting reported to the IRS. It'll help compensate a little bit of what you owe them at the end of the year. You can still do that with individual components, but it is much harder to swing it as a deduction when you're just like, well, I bought this graphics card for the channel. It's a lot easier when it's a pre-built PC. It's no questions asked. They're just like, oh, PC, that's definitely a business expense for sure. For sure. Not to mention in my case, I had an additional reason, which is the fact that I wanted to create a ton of content around the R13. I gained about 10 to 11,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel last year, making content around my pre-built Alienware Aurora R11. For a channel that has 42,000 subscribers, 10 or 11,000 is a big chunk of my viewership, meaning those people are eagerly waiting to see more Alienware content. And there's only so much I can do with my current case swapped, fully customized, nowhere to go from here, already hit the cap or ceiling R11. And the content I can create with a brand new R13, showcasing the differences, comparing to my old PC, doing modifications like changing the fans, those videos are going to perform incredibly well, which means new subscribers, which means more concurrent viewers, which means more traffic to my channel, which means more stallions and stallionettes in the goddamn stable trotting around, which is the end goal here. I gotta get some fucking chapstick on this thing. I'm splitting like a quart of firewood over here. Ah, damn it. You know what I forgot to throw in the build? Windows 11. That's a $130 license. Granted, you can find it much cheaper on the internet, but you're gonna need Windows 10 or 11, either Home or Pro. If you buy that reputably from Microsoft, like everyone does, you're looking at about $130 for home. That's included on a pre-built. Then we'll say about another $50 for case fans. We'll say we went on the cheap. We didn't get any name brand Noctua or Cooler Master fans. We got some generic ones off Amazon, no big deal. Then about another $30-40 for hardware. Let's say we needed some SATA cables and some standoffs for the motherboard because the case we got didn't come with them. Maybe some zip ties or Velcro tiebacks for cable management. You're just adding up all these small components, and at the end of the day, it's cheaper to buy a pre-built in 2022. And unfortunately, that is not even opinion. That's just fact. We just looked at the numbers here today. And I'm sure somebody's going to be like, well, Kevin, Larry's PC Poon Palace down the road, some local shop that we've never heard of, has 3090s on the shelf for days, you know, retail price. Every other component that we looked at was MSRP. It was recommended MSRP or it was on sale. Several of the parts that I had in my cart here on Amazon were actually like 15-20% off. Very comparably, competitively priced. Still about $1,000 more expensive out the door than the pre-built that I purchased. Granted, I did negotiate about $400 or $500 off the price, which is about what you pay in taxes. So it more or less knocks down the price and then taxes bring it right back up. Now you have two parties or camps of people that are saying that it is cheaper to build a PC than it is to buy a PC in 2021. The first one are people that just simply are uneducated on the topic and do not know. They don't realize the current condition of trying to acquire PC components. And the second would be pre-built haters. Now these are the same ones that tell you that you're not a real gamer. You have no business being in the PC master race realm. To stay your ass on a console, get that mouse and keyboard out your hand and grab a controller. Don't subscribe to that bullshit. As somebody that has built 5 or 6 PCs now, I fully see the value in buying a pre-built. Even when it was actually cheaper to build a PC about 3-4 years ago, there were still benefits to buying a pre-built. A lot of people don't have the knowledge to build a PC, even though it is incredibly simple, or they just don't want to. It's like paying somebody to wash your car or mow your lawn or whatever. You're paying for a service, the assembly process. So you can just get to enjoying your PC, gaming with it, streaming with it, not to mention they come with a warranty. In a few days, I will be doing my comprehensive buyer's guide for a pre-built PC where I walk over all my credentials and my entire process for purchasing a PC. Also in a few days, my full unboxing and comprehensive review as well as benchmark testing of the 3080 Ti. Oh my god, that is a gorgeous looking card. I would rather just stare at that than this old ugly mug. Some people in the comment section here. You can build a PC for cheaper than you can buy one.
There is a tab on my YouTube channel as well as the description in every video to my merch store in case you're sick of being naked. I also have coupon and discount codes for many products including custom controllers and gaming chairs found only in the description of my videos. Check me out at Facebook Gaming where I am a partner and upload a ton of exclusive gameplay content. Join the community Discord to chat with myself for the stallions and stallionettes of gamer heaven. And while I love each and every one of you bucking Broncos equally, if you want to become a stallion or stallionette by supporting myself as well as the channel, clicking on the membership tab allows you to become a member of Gamer Heaven where you unlock a ton of exclusive perks. Smacking the thumbs up button, otherwise known as liking the video, will help it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, and honest gaming peripheral reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. And I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily. Usually. Most of the time. Peace.